Now, by driver's license, I do not mean a probationary license. You actually have to have a valid driver's license that's not suspended or doesn't have anything wacky going on with it. Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, that means you're probably interested in getting a CDL license and you want to know which documents you're actually going to need to be certified and actually eligible to actually get yourself a CDL license. So let's talk about those different things that you're going to need in order to know if you can actually get your CDL license or not. So the first thing to be eligible to get your CDL license is your age. So you want to make sure that you're at least 18 years of age or older. And if you want to travel all across the country, you want to be at least 21 years of age or older if you get a job working across state lines, right? So that's going to be the first thing. Second thing is you're going to want to make sure that you have an actual driver's license. Now, by driver's license, I do not mean a probationary license. You actually have to have a valid driver's license that's not suspended or doesn't have anything wacky going on with it. From there, you're going to make sure that you can pass a DOT physical, which is DOT stands for Department of Transportation, and that's just a normal everyday physical to make sure you're not going to die on the job and you can actually are physically capable of driving a truck and performing everything needed to do so there, right? And then the last thing you're actually going to need in this country, you're going to need what's called a social security number. Now, for those people who are outside of this country, if you're not a citizen or have a work authorization form or something like that, that gives you a social security number, you are not unfortunately allowed to get a CDL license, simply because CDL license is a federal license, which means it gives you the ability to travel across state lines and make money at the same time. Because it is federal, you are going to need to have a social security number in order for that to happen. So once you actually have all those documents and you check all those boxes, now you're ready for the next step, which is to prepare yourself to pass the written exams to get yourself a CDL permit. Now, in order to get a CDL permit, you're going to have to pass a minimum of 3 different tests if you want to go for a CDL Class A, which means you get to drive these big tractor trailers right over here. That means you're going to have to pass general knowledge, air brakes, and then combination vehicle. Okay, if you're going to go for a bus, like a CDL Class B with passenger endorsement, you're also going to have to take 3 different tests. It's going to be general knowledge, air brakes, and then passenger endorsement right over there, right? So once you actually pass those tests, then, or you prepare to pass for those tests, then you're going to go to your local DMV and purchase what's called a CDL permit. Now, anytime you go to a DMV, it's always good to bring your kitchen sink of documents and everything else, because you always know any trip there, they're going to want to make sure you are who you say you are, and you need to prove documentation to make sure that that is correct. So most DMVs are going to want 6 points of ID, which means you're going to need a minimum of your license, a passport, birth certificate's always a good thing, proof of address, so that like a utility bill, you can use a debit card or credit card with your name on it as well. But bring a bunch of different documents, because it depends on who's working at the DMV, might favor one thing over the other. It's always better to be over prepared, so then you don't have to go to the back of the line or try to do this thing all over again. Because it doesn't matter where you are in this country, the DMV is probably not the best place that you want to hang out for hours and hours on it, right? So just be prepared, bring all your documentation that you do have, and then you can have that smooth process. So once you have those documentations there, you go to the DMV and you purchase your first permit. In most places, they're going to call it a test receipt, and that's just a normal piece of paper, right? Once you pass the actual written test, then it's time to validate the permit. Because if you don't validate the permit, technically and legally, you can't actually go and drive the vehicle just by passing the tests, right? So those 3 tests that you're going to have to pass. In the state of New Jersey, for instance, to get a valid permit, you're going to have to then bring your DOT physical in with you, with the written test passed, and then you're going to have to give those 2 things to the DMV, and they're going to give you a plastic card that looks like a license that's called the CLP, Commercial Learner's Permit. Once you have the commercial learner's permit and you have the stamp on the back of that paper permit, or what's called the test receipt, now you're officially able to actually start training and start driving the truck on the open road if you chose to, right? From there, you would then continue the training. You'd have to go through what's called an ELDT process. ELDT stands for entry-level driver training. And if you're a student here at Driving Academy, we actually make this as seamless as possible for you. Most of the stuff can be done online on your phone, tablet, or computer, so you can do it anytime that you want, after work, before work, or even come in person if you need help with that as well, right? So the ELDT, you're going to have to pass a theory course. We have about a 60 question test. You're going to have to get 80% or better, and we try to get all the fluff out, so we give you the training videos that you need. As long as you pay attention, you'll be able to pass the first time. After that, then you can actually start the hands-on yard and road training to get you ready for the road test. And the road test is going to be split into 3 different parts. First part of the test is all about inspecting the truck. They're going to have to know how to inspect both the inside and outside of the vehicle. Second part of the test is all about parking the truck 6 different ways. And third part of the test is actually driving the truck on the road itself. Now, when it comes time to take your test, you are going to have to bring the proper documentation. Failure to bring the proper documentation will result in you not taking the test, which means you're going to waste time, waste money, waste energy, and be very, very frustrated. That happens to a lot of students who we deal with all the time, even though we remind them multiple times and multiple things. So let's take notes on this. What you're going to need, you're going to need all your driver's licenses. Make sure they're valid and make sure the original driver's license. 2, you're going to need to have all your permits. So depending on what state that you're in, some states only have 1 permit, some states have 2 permits. Make sure you bring all of your permits with you. Again, no copies. Make sure that they are fully original. Number 3, make sure you bring your DOT physical. Depending on the state, some places want to see the DOT physical. Most places do not, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. And if you're bringing your own vehicle, make sure that vehicle can pass a DOT inspection, which means lights can work and air brake test works and all that stuff. And also make sure you bring the registration and the insurance of the vehicle itself. Some DMVs are going to require that you actually have all the original documentation and paperwork. Now, I know this seems like a lot. The cool thing about being a student at Driving Academy is that we actually do all the training for you, and we can actually provide you with the CDL road test as well, since we're a third-party testing site, which means you don't have to worry about any vehicle. The vehicle's already there. That vehicle gets tested on multiple times a day, every single day of the week, and all you have to do is focus on your own documentation. So you don't have to go find a vehicle to go rent. You don't have to go, oh, my brother has a truck or my uncle has a truck. He has to take a day off work so we can use this truck. No, we'll handle everything just for you. You just have to come on in, show up in your car, and you'll get tested. If you pass, congratulations. In a few days, we'll update it to the system, pick up your actual CDL license from whatever local DMV that you're currently in. So if you are interested in learning more about what our process looks like and how we can actually guarantee, that's right, I said guarantee, that you walk with your CDL license, we can definitely help you out with that. Give us a call, 908-525-3609, or check out our website at cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. Thanks. Have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.